Hello and welcome to Community Chats. I'm your host, Aley Hammer, and today we're interviewing Manuri, the founder of HealthMatch. Manuri, it's so great to have you on the show today. Can you start by telling us a little bit about HealthMatch and your innovative solution for matching clinical trials with patients?
Great to be here today, Ali. Thanks for having me. So essentially, HealthMatch is a platform that helps patients connect with clinical trials. And the idea behind it is oftentimes as a patient, unless you know the right clinician or you're visiting the right hospital site, it's very hit or miss as to whether you get access to clinical trials. And oftentimes clinical trials are the latest treatments. So it was really trying to solve this problem so that more people could have access to these treatments.
What a great idea to help patients connect with trials in such an efficient way. And Manuri, how does HealthMatch work for patients? Because what I want to know is your solution, must be better than what was previously available. So how is that?
Yeah, so essentially what was previously available for patients was you either had access to a leading clinician that knew all the research that was available, or you had to sort of Google clinical trials yourself. And if you jumped on the registries that exist, you'd search for, let's say, a lung cancer trial, you'd get 200 results. Each of those results would have 20 to 30 eligibility criteria. None of it was structured, none of it was standardized. And trying to navigate that as a patient is incredibly overwhelming, let alone trying to understand sort of the medical terminology behind it. So the idea behind HealthMatch is we take this unstructured medical data, structure and standardize it, and we essentially have a matching algorithm where patients create a profile, they start answering a set of questions related to their condition area, and then we can match them with a couple of trials which they've qualified for and that we can then place them into so that they can access the treatments.
Wow, it's so clear that your solution, really does help people, especially in a pretty stressful time. And you must be so proud of the impact that you're making. So Manuri, how does being on the cloud enable you guys to help your customers find new treatments, discover revolutionary drugs, and also sometimes life-saving cures?
Yeah, I think, being on the cloud and having access to AWS means that we have a wide range of managed infrastructure that essentially means we can iterate quickly, spin out new products and services. Things, for example, like being able to have a scalable analytics platform. Earlier this year, when we had sort of COVID hit Australia, we actually launched a COVID clinical trial tracker where we were able to externally face some of our internal analytics that we were running on AWS and help people track what was happening with clinical trials and sort of COVID vaccines earlier this year. So that was a great sort of example of how having scalable infrastructure really helps us. So, everything from storing our data to being able to maintain web apps, like it's been really helpful being on the cloud.
It's so fascinating. I always love hearing how our different customers are, utilizing the cloud. So thanks for sharing. What's next for HealthMatch? Because you guys are always working on innovative projects. So is there anything exciting that's coming up? What can we expect to see?
Yeah, we're constantly looking at ways of improving the experience for patients. We're all about our products always being optimized for a patient's experience. So building out communities around different condition areas so that people are not just looking for trials, but they're getting access to other people that have similar conditions to them. And then likewise as well, we've noticed as we've scaled and helped pharma companies be able to accelerate their trials and their treatments, is building interfaces where they can access interesting data on condition areas and actually help them upstream in drug development.
Wow, that is incredible. And finally, as a company revolutionizing the way that medicine is administered, could you share with us what you believe will be the top most important tech trend of 2021?
Yeah, I think, health tech, I may be biased, but health tech is going through real change. And especially in the last couple of years, there's been a huge push to sort of adapt technology in this space, and particularly around empowering patients and having patients at the center of that. So I think we're going to see a lot of great innovations in this space over the next year.
Oh, I hope so. And you guys are doing so well. So thank you so much, Manuri. What an amazing company. And we really appreciate your time today. So to all our viewers at home, we'll see you next time.